challenge. This one's called Validate Code with Simple Regex. And Regex is short for regular expression. Basic Regex tasks. Write a function that takes in a numeric code of any length. The function should check if the code begins with 1, 2, or 3 and return true if so. Return false otherwise. So those are pretty simple instructions. The real crux of the matter here is if you're familiar with regular expressions or not. They're extremely powerful. They're worth learning. Just know that it can look a little scary at first. It can be intimidating, but fortunately this example is very simple and I think is a nice intro to regular expressions. So we'll get rid of this. We're going to need a little background here. This is a great page if you want to look this one up, this regular expression language. And so it's going to help us format a pattern that we're going to search for. That's essentially what you do when you use regular expressions. We're going to specify a pattern. Think of it like you could say a phone number. You know, I want 3 digits separated by a hyphen, then 3 more digits, I don't care what they are, separated by another hyphen, and then it has to be exactly 4 digits, you know. And so you can check if things are formatted properly. That's one common usage, stuff like that. And then we have this Regex class that we're going to use. The instructions told us to do that. And it has this match method. Go ahead and look this up in the docs. See, I've got Regex here. I went under methods, and you've got this match that we're going to use. We're going to use this overload with string and string, but you have other variations at your disposal that you can read about. I'm going to jump right down to it. This one's pretty easy to grasp. You basically take an input string, which they provide to us, and then we just need to make a pattern formatted as a string. And then this match will take over and do all the magic for us. But we have to figure out, you know, it's almost like its own language, these the symbols that you use for the pattern. So that's the tricky part. As long as you can get the patterns right, it'll take care of the rest. So there should be an example down here that you can look at. We're going to do something like this, Regex match. They got this giant input string. Again, see, this is probably really scary. It's just like, whoa, what the hell is this? You know, don't worry about it. You'll build up to know more of these, what these mean, these symbols. We're going to do something easier, but we'll call this match method. And just know that the match itself is not enough. See how it's returning a match object, which you can also go read about if you'd like. But instead of just returning match, which you might think to do at first, we actually have to grab its success property. The match object will have a success property if it was successfully matched. So that's a little confusing. We'll try to remember to do that. Let's head back now to figure out how to make our pattern. We're going to do this. We're going to say string pattern equals something. In our case, we want to see if a 1, 2, or 3 is at the beginning of a string. And then just simply, you know, we can almost copy this. You know, we'll just say input. I think our input's called S, and then pattern, the pattern that we make. So how do we make this pattern? Now we're back to this regular expression. Quick reference, and there's a lot here. Don't worry about all this right now, but the key points are that we need specific digits, not all of them, a few of them, 1, 2, and 3, and they have to occur at the beginning of the word. So we're going to find something like that. And you'll notice this character grouping thing is good. Look at this. If we use square brackets here, you can put the letters you're looking for in here, and it will search for those. So we're going to do something like this, but we're not looking for letters, we're looking for integers. So that's good. That's part of our problem. But notice in this match here, it picked off the A, which is the 3rd character in this string, and that's not good enough for us. We need it to occur at the beginning. So let's see if we can find something like that. And here in this anchor section, look at the caret symbol there. By default, the match must start at the beginning of the string. That's perfect. So notice the caret. The _D in this case is just saying any digit. It's a shorthand for writing out all of the digits in square brackets. We'll get to that later, but we want to use this caret. And the number in the braces is saying it should have 3 of them, so you can see why it grabs the 901 in this start of a phone number. It'll pick those off. It happens at the beginning of the string. It didn't match 333 because that's not at the beginning of the string. So if we can combine those two ideas, we should be in business. Let's make our string pattern. Oh, I was wrong about the parameter name. I guess it's code. My bad. String pattern equals, and we saw that caret is going to say, hey, whatever I'm looking for has to occur at the beginning. And then we know it's square brackets here. And inside, I'm just going to put the numbers 1, 2, 3. That's what they said we're looking for. So that should do it for our pattern. We've got the caret symbol there. That requires the numbers occur as the very first thing. And it can be either 1, 2, or 3. This doesn't mean that it has to match 1, 2, 3, which would be 3 digits. It's just saying it has to start with either a 1, either a 2, or either a 3. So then we can go on to Regex match. And remember we used the 2-string overload. You had your input first and then your pattern second. Okay, and then I warned you not to think, like, this reads like it's going to return a Boolean, but it doesn't. The match, recall, gives you that match object, and it has a success property if the match was made or not. So I'm going to add that. I'm going to say to return it, and they had the libraries that we needed included. You need this one to use Regex class here. So I think we're covered there. Let's go ahead and give this a test. Good. Looks like all the tests passed. Now we'll try against the larger suite. Good. We are clear to submit. And again, you didn't have to create this pattern variable. If you'd like, you can just cut this out and not even bother with making a temporary local variable there. You could just put it right in here. That should work out the same. Figured to be a little more reader friendly if I did it the previous way, but this should work just fine too. If you want to get it all on one line. So we're good. And yeah, that's about it. Tricky part here was with regular expressions. I strongly recommend that you scan through this. Don't try to necessarily understand everything now, but maybe try and build up your arsenal a little bit with some of these other very helpful anchors and other symbols. So I think that should do it for this video. Feel free to contact me with questions. Otherwise, we'll keep moving. Thanks.